I'm trying to remember at what point the show about the show really clicked for me. It was probably in the second episode in the section about the title.
And I come up with a title that I love.
To be clear, a good portion of the show consists of creator Kaveh Zahidi talking to the camera like this.
And the title is Self-Reflexive TV Show About Its Own Making. And I was like, I love this. Kaveh, you love this title. Do not change this title. Don't let anyone talk you out of this title. You love this title. Doesn't matter whether anyone else loves it or not. You love it. It's about you and what you love. I was really worried about someone talking me out of it. So I showed it to Peter. And I said, I'm not changing it. This is the title. I don't care what you say. And he said,
I actually like it.
And I was like, oh, good. And then I showed it to Mandy. She's the real tough one.
That is a terrible title.
I was like, Mandy, it's not terrible in and of itself. It's just terrible to you. I like it.
No, it's a terrible title for everybody.
I was like, how would you know? How would you know? And she was like, I believe me. First of all, Self-Reflexive TV Show About Its Own Making is redundant. Self-Reflexive TV Show is obviously about his own making. And I was like, she's kind of got a point.
I mean, who doesn't love self-reflexive media about its own making? I should probably explain a few things about the show about the show. It's the creation of filmmaker Kaveh Zahidi.
I really want to make a TV show because there's no money in film and all the money's in TV, and my wife would like us to get a bigger house.
Who has been making reflexive autobiographical films for decades.
Hi, it's Kaveh. I'm going to be doing some filming today, and there's some screaming stuff that's going to happen, so just so you don't worry. So it's January 1st, 1999. So I'm teaching this class for a very specific reason, which is, there's a few reasons. But the main reason is I wanted to do an experiment in teaching differently. Hi, my name's Kaveh, and I'm about to be married.
So then I had an idea, which was, well, why don't you make a film about trying to make a film? And then you could just film yourself trying to make the film, and that would be a film.
He's been making the show about the show since 2015, with each episode following a reflexive premise.
The show is about making a show, and it's about making this show. Every episode will be about the making of the previous episode.
Season 3 is due to be released sometime in 2025. Season 4 was already released in 2022. I don't understand that either. As of 2024, he's released 16 episodes sporadically, chronicling both the making of the show and the disintegration of Kaveh's marriage.
Mandy quit the show, and I've had to replace her with an actress named Lindsay Burge, who's going to be playing her. What's going to be confusing is that we've already shot half of the scenes for the next few episodes with Mandy. So it's going to switch back and forth between Mandy and Lindsay. So I'm sorry about that, but that's what's happening.
Each episode contains a mix of Kaveh's direct address monologues.
So when I recorded the last monologue for this second episode,
Reenacted moments from what happened in producing the show's earlier episodes.
You're using things that I'm saying on camera, and I didn't sign up for that.
the whole point is that we film what's happening during the making of. So if you don't want what you say to be in the film, just don't say anything that you don't want to be in it.
As well as from Kaveh's own life.
And then Mandy was offended by what I said about her. Our relationship isn't the greatest, and we haven't had sex for a long time, and we fight a lot. And, she found it very shameful.
Kaveh, don't put that in there.
Why not?
That is, so embarrassing.
I know. That's why it's good.
And some behind-the-scenes footage that seems to be unstaged.
Roll it again. Give me a second to do it.
How many times do you have to do this?
Fuck you. Okay. I'm not gonna do it any more times. If you keep talking to me like this, that is the truth. So fucking take it down a notch and let's let it roll and stop interrupting everything with okay? You're being an asshole.
That phrase, seems to be unstaged, is one of the chief appeals of the show about the show. Ambiguity abounds amongst its various reflexive layers.
As for smoking marijuana with your students, just don't do it.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Don't try, just don't do it.
Just so you know, I'm going to be reenacting this conversation in the next episode. I hope you guys are okay with that.
Oh, God.
I don't think that's a great idea.
Well, it's a really good idea artistically.
That may be true, but you're dancing really close to a policy violation, and we take confidentiality very seriously here.
I understand, but you saying that is also going to be in the show.
I think this meeting's over.
This is over.
But also, would you guys be willing to play yourselves, or do you want me to get actors to play you?
Don't push it.
We see moments where actors are playing real people, as well as themselves, sometimes in the very same scene.
Aziz was there, and he met Dustin for the first time.
Dustin, it's Aziz. Oh, hey, man, nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you too.
These moments trigger what I find most engaging about the show, what I call reality checks. We're watching a scene play out, clear about the connections between what we see on screen and Kave's own life and creative process, when suddenly it's disrupted.
So I was looking for an apartment that was near the kids, but also big enough to shoot this camera dress. So here's the thing. I was having to shoot these at Brick, but the TV studio is never available. And it's impossible to set the lights up in the same way each time so that the different camera addresses match. So sometimes it looks like this, sometimes it looks like this, and sometimes it looks like this.
We're pulled out of one representational level and thrust into a reflexive layer.
Jason was kind of like, he wasn't less friendly exactly, but he kept hinting that maybe I should get a different camera person. And I said, well, if you want, I could get someone else to play you. And he was like,
Maybe.
But he also kind of seemed like he really wanted to act in it as himself. And his friend Jorge was shooting the second camera for the making of scenes. And I was like, you don't have to play yourself in the movie if you don't want to. You don't get Jorge to play you.
I don't want Jorge to play me.
Okay, so who do you want to have play you?
How about Stephen Gurwitz?
Stephen Gurwitz doesn't look anything like you.
Okay, I'll play myself.
These disruptions are confusing, but in a productive way. We're engaged by this shift, pulled out of the show's representation of reality by being forced to reckon with the show's own constructedness. And for me, this is really fun.
I have this other friend, Jamie, who was in episode 2.
If you're working with censors, make sure you give them something to censor.
He came to the screening.
These reality check moments make my head spin, but deepen my enjoyment of the show, engaging me on both emotional and cognitive levels.
Mandy and him went to some galleries together because she's into art and he's into art. And I mean, I'm into art too, but I'm busy making the show. And while they were there, he said to her,
Okay, so you want to have sex with other people?
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have sex with you.
You would?
I would, yeah, I totally would. But I feel like I don't want to do it behind Kave's back. But I had an idea. What if we have sex and you tell him he can put it in the show, right? And then he gets something good for the show, and we get what we want, and he gets something he wants, and everybody's happy.
So she tells me this, and then she says,
Don't you think that's a really interesting idea?
kind of, but do you really want to do that? Are you attracted to Jamie? And
remember, this is a staged recreation of a conversation where a man asks his wife if she wants to have sex with a friend of theirs in order to feature it in his TV show.
I mean, I'm interested in Jamie and others, like,
I know, you're attracted to everyone except me, basically.
Yeah.
Which I understand, I guess. And part of me is like sympathetic, and I'm like, well, maybe she needs that, like maybe it's just, I don't own her, but it also seems like it would probably end our relationship, wouldn't it? I mean, I think it would. I mean, I don't know that I can do that. And then I'm also like, it would be interesting in the show, wouldn't it?
Just fuck her, Jamie.
But it's so weird. Like, what a weird thing to do. Like, to agree to that for the show. I like the legs up. I like the legs up. I like the legs up. That's good. So I don't know what I think about any of this. I just know that she wants to. I don't really want her to, but I'm thinking about it. I wanted like more intense, like at the moment of orgasm kind of stuff.
I love lots of media that prompt these reality check moments, calling attention to their own mediation and competing representational layers.
I'm Ouroboros. I don't know what that word means. I've written myself into my screenplay. That's kind of weird, huh?
It's a Hollywood ending, Griff. He marries the dead writer's girl, and they live happily ever after.
Can you guarantee that ending?
If the price is right, you got it.
If you can guarantee me that ending, you got a deal.
I guarantee it, Griff.
What do you call this thing, anyway?
The player.
Player.
I like that.
I'm interested in the way we tell stories about our lives. About the fact that the truth about the past is often ephemeral and difficult to pin down. And many of our stories, when we don't take proper time to do research about our pasts, which is almost always the case, end up with shifts and fictions in them, mostly unintended.
What's particularly compelling about the show is that these reality check moments are serialized, reflexively engaging us with what we are watching and what we have previously seen.
Mandy is refusing to smoke pot on camera.
I'm not.
I've had a long day too.
Again on the camera. I'm not.
And really, she was worried about Child Protective Services.
How could it stick? There's no claim to authenticity on this show.
There is.
No, there isn't.
It's the real people.
But there's no way you can prove that. It could be a show about a show pretending to be a show.
It's totally fiction. A lot of people think it is. But you know, the show is not fiction. I mean, everything is fiction on some level. So you can make that claim, but the whole point of the show is that this is true, and it is.
I'm gonna drink wine.
There's nothing that's going to happen because you do this, except that I won't be furious with you for the next 10 years.
These serial moments are frequently evoked by the show, but are complicated by how these moments were produced and how they impact the production team.
Peter is trying to save our marriage by doing this weird ritual.
I'm gonna film you guys watching something that I'm about to play, and then after it's over, I don't want you guys to say anything. And just let me do what I have to do, okay?
And he films us watching the footage of our wedding.
This is a series of I Remembers for Kave. I remember we met in Melinda Ring's movement workshop. During the break, you asked me what my favorite movies were. I said, Breaking the Waves. And you said, Breaking the Waves is the best movie ever made.
This is particularly tricky with Kave and Mandy's relationship. What seemed like consensual and playful bickering in early episodes becomes much more fraught and uncomfortable knowing that Mandy later divorces Kave, largely due to how the show interfered with their lives and how Kave prioritized filming over everything else.
The first time in San Francisco, how we slept on the floor.
Once she decides to no longer appear on camera, we are forced to reckon with the ethics of Kave using an actor to portray her, seemingly without Mandy's consent. How should we feel about watching a seemingly true-to-life scene about a person not wanting to appear on the show that we're watching? How do we regard old footage of Mandy and their kids now that we know she does not want them to appear on screen? This is the tricky business of the show about the show. Much of the plot is conventional for television: domestic serial melodrama, soap operas, even reality television. But it plays out on both the level of the story and the operational storytelling. And this is ultimately what really clicks for me.
And then he takes the tape of us watching the footage of our wedding, and he puts it in our hands and says,
The filming of this show broke the bond of holy matrimony. May the breaking of this tape restore that bond.
The show about the show allows me to experience the pleasures of both conventional serial melodrama and experimental reflexive storytelling.
And he breaks it. And Mandy and I are like, what the fuck was that? Like, it's not gonna save our marriage. And I'm thinking, why the fuck did he break the tape? I could have used that in the show.
Is that it?
Yeah. But don't worry, chapter 2 is going to be a lot more interesting. Think that works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.